and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 4th of June, everybody. We're getting there, slowly but surely, but months do disappear before we know it. Now, before I do get into the video, I do have a little parcel that has arrived. Now, I think this is from Margaret. She did advise me that something was coming and to open it because she wanted it here before the June Whip and Chat started. And I haven't ordered anything that I remember. And it does say diamond paint cross stitch. So let's have a look at what she sent her, what she's purchased. Here we go. She's purchased ABs in alternative colours. Okay, now. See, now I might have to add more sparkle. What numbers have we got? So we have got 996, 3846. They're both in this. 820 is in here. And 208 is in here. Okay, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Okay, so I'm going to keep these to the side. And what I'll do is if I come across those in this, in my section, then I'll move them over on camera. If not, I'll deal with them afterwards. Amazing. Thank you. That'll be Margaret. I know that'll be Margaret. So we have more sparkle. We are going to make this a winter tree light up. So thank you so much. Even more excited for today now. So let's see what square we are going to be doing. So today's is number 1. We're going right up to the top. So I do need to pull this down. And I do need to pin this to the top of my light pad. So I'm going to use my little clips. And it's probably a good job because number 1 got a bit scratched and bashed. I'm going to tuck the painting under my easel so that it doesn't get in the way. And let's peel off this corner. Oh, we have a lot of the letter A. And I am going to scoot this one over just a little bit. Oh no, I thought I'd done it too much, but I've not. Just enough to get that edge. It's more a matter of neatening up the edges when I first open up a section. But we've definitely got some glow-in-the-dark drills here. But the first number that we have is A. What is A? A is 820, which is one of the colours that Margaret has sent me the AB version for. So let's use these. Because why not? We're going to have a lot of sparkle and then we're going to have a lot of glow in the dark, which were also from Margaret, by the way. So I'm going to tip all these ABs in. In fact, if we're using so many ABs, let's see how the pen works with them first. Oh, the pen's working okay. Sometimes I do find, depending on the AB diamond that you have, some AB diamonds, the coating can actually come off a little bit when you're using a normal wax pen. And in that case, I tend to use my Pretty Placer. But for this one, they don't seem to be coming off, which is awesome. There are some drills in here that don't have a coating over them, that are just plain. So I am going to try and just stick to the AB coated. And we'll see how far we go. Now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of this top section was also 820 AB. I may, or 820, not AB, should I say. I may try and change those over. I might just wait and see what the picture looks like when it's finished. But I've got a feeling that this part here is going to flow into this part here. In fact, let's have a look. So that does flow into there. The other option is that I just do the AB going further down and stick with the normal going across that way. Oh, decisions. Let's do this lot of AB and see what it looks like first. And then I'll kind of make my mind up. Because these diamonds are really nice. And if I remember rightly, the 820s that actually came with it didn't fit as nicely as these do. So having some ABs is a very nice thing. So thank you so much, Margaret, for those. I'll be sending you a message after this video to let you know that they've turned up when I've finished section number 1. Now, the pen I'm using for today is actually one of the pens that came or that can be purchased at Diamond Art Club. So it's a patterned one. They do seem to come in and out of stock, and they are very similar to some of the pens that you can get on the likes of AliExpress and some of the other sites that are based out of China. It's not as heavy as the hand-turned pens that I have from different sellers like Laser and Lathe Works that I had yesterday. It's not as heavy as that, but it's still a nice shape to work with. I think I popped it in my order. It made a difference between getting free shipping or not. So I think that was it. That, or I got a discount code if you spent a certain amount. And it worked out either not a lot of money for me to get the pen or cheaper. I can't remember off the top of my head which. I think it may have just cost me about £1 or £2 to actually get the pen. So I chose to get it. But it may well have been free. I'm not sure. Okay, let's have a look. What questions have we got for today? So I am just working on the oldest questions that I've not answered. I keep not replying to comments on YouTube, it's something that I go to do automatically, and I'm like, but if I reply to it, it's finding the questions again. So if I don't reply until I've done the video, or don't give it a heart until I've done the video, the questions stay in my list. And it means I can keep up to date with everybody. So somebody has asked, what part of the UK would you suggest for a vacation? The husband and I are from America, and they like to see the landscape and old sites. Ooh, there are a few different places that are really nice. I suppose a lot depends, if you're wanting to see the lights of London. There are loads of old buildings and lots of things to sightsee in London, of course, but also there are many other gorgeous sites. York is a nice city to visit. We visited York and York Cathedral. There are some gorgeous places in Wales, though you would probably get around a lot easier with a car. There's some gorgeous sites in Scotland. Again, you might be better with a car. However, you could potentially take a train ride to Edinburgh and still see a lot. The lakes are gorgeous. There is quite a few different places that you can try to see. There's pretty much heritage in every town. Most towns have some form of heritage. and old buildings and interesting things to see. But of course there are places where you can see a bit more all in one. Yeah, but just bear in mind, the further north you go, the colder it tends to get. If you're used to warmer weather, you might find it a bit too cold. Up north, it can get cold. Let me just zoom you in so you can see what these ABs look like. How sparkly are these? They're very pearlescent coated though over the... Are they a different coating? No, they're not a different coating, but they seem to be a lot lighter. I don't even know if the camera's going to focus now, I'm too close to it. In the other colours. But oh, this is gorgeous. Very nice. Trying to wonder whether to keep going. I think I'm gonna have to keep going. I think I'm gonna have enough diamonds. If not, it's a problem for another day. But I'm gonna keep going with the AB because I'm not actually sure if it has any sections of the darker colour in the tree. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any of the sort of tree sections that look to be the darker colour. It is more around the outside than anything else. So I think I'm going to make this sparkle as much as I can and put it all around the outside. And I'll only need to change off a few up here for the purposes of making it all look cohesive. I don't think I have any in here, or if I do, it's only a couple in the other section. Or in the other two sections, it's not actually a block of any colour. So I'm sure it'll all work out. Oh, somebody has asked, how many resin pens do you have? Ooh, quite a few. If you count these ones that are lighter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 or 12, maybe. Maybe we'll find out by the time this is done. I know I have had a few from Lays and Lathe Works. I have had a couple of other pens as well that I've got from different companies that I just wanted to try out what theirs were like. I was gifted one from Bella's diamond painting pens. That one will show up soon enough. In fact, they'll all probably show up soon enough. But yeah, I do like to change my pens. Often I will pick which pen to use according to the painting that I'm doing. So I do like to have a variety of pens, just because it's fun. Purely because it's fun, not because it is needed or required in any way. Purely fun. This pen does have the everlasting tip in the end as well. I'm not sure if it'll focus, but you can see it's silver rather than brass. So I have changed out the tippy tip of this pen to an everlasting tip one, which I find works a lot better. There's a little bit more give than there is with the full tip, like I used yesterday, but that's just because the plastic can sometimes move a little bit. I think I may have tried to put the full tip pen in the end of this pen, but it wouldn't fit. So they don't fit in all of them. Some of them I do find the ends are just a little bit too small to take them, and I'm not going to risk making it crack or damaging a pen. Okay, so somebody's asked, what's the difference between Rhinestone AB and the diamond? Sorry if you hear that pinging, that is just my email notifications, probably for YouTube comments. But if you can hear it in the background, I do apologise. So yeah, the difference between, so diamonds tend to be these plain ones, these plain original ones that I use, they tend to be just your normal diamonds. They do have facets, so they do have different numbers of sides, and there tends to be a mixture, very much like there is in this lot that I'm doing. Some of them seem to have a flat top, some of them have a bit more of a angled top, and that helps the light to reflect off them differently. So you're best just not paying attention to what shape the diamonds are in when you go to place them on your painting, and you'll get a better effect by not paying attention to whether it has a flat little square top or an angled top. I don't know if it's something that can be seen on here with these being AB as well, but this one has a little angled top and this one has more of a little square top. AB diamonds are diamonds that have a base colour, so like this underneath is actually the 820. It is just the bottom is the standard colour of the diamond, and they just have an iridescent coating over the top that gives them this look of multiple different colours. So this one's a really dark blue with it, and this one over here is actually a white with it. So it's a little bit more subtle on the white, but it gives it an extra bit of sparkle and an extra bit of a glow. And they're a nice little treat scattered within paintings. So that's ABs. Rhinestones, I've only seen rhinestones in round, and more often than not they are silver backed. So the back of them is silver, and then they tend to be more of a clear glass. So like it's silver on the back, on the opposite side of the silver will be some colour, and then it tends to be a sort of clearish coloured glass, more glass type. It's not actually glass, but it's more like a clear plastic on the top of that, and it actually tends to get the colour from underneath more often than not, rather than being made out of a certain colour, which is why you tend to see through it, but if it's missing its bottom it tends to be clear. That's my best very bad way of describing the difference between them. But rhinestones tend to be round and tend to be silver on the back of them. ABs are just like your normal drills but with a coating, and then you've got your normal drills. Hopefully that was a very bad way of describing them, but hopefully it makes sense to you. If you'll see them, you'll know which ones they are. What size is the largest diamond painting you've ever done? The largest I'm ever doing is my Heaven and Earth design, which is 2.5 meters in length and probably, I think it's 0.5 meter in width, something like that. I forget the size. That one I'm still in the middle of. I think the biggest one I've done otherwise, probably my blossom tree. I think that was 150 or 170 centimetres across and 175 deep. I think that was the biggest one that I've ever done. But I do really enjoy the big ones. I just haven't had as much time to diamond paint as I'd like recently. So the big ones seem to be a lot harder to get through when I don't have as much time. Whereas when I have a lot of time, I like to mix up doing them both. And then I can have some that get completed because they're small, and I can still chip away at a big one on the way to getting that finished. So yeah, I do like it when I can mix it up. Oh, we got lots and lots of sparkle on this one. So somebody has said, how about drawing the number of your next square at the end of the video? I did think about doing that. So I put a post up in the Facebook group for people to be able to post their progress in, you know, this little June go along, just to stop the Facebook group, you know, getting too many posts about exactly the same topic that some people may or may not be interested in. It isn't everybody's cup of tea, but some people do like to be able to go and browse where everybody's up to, and it's nice to have it all in one place. And when I first I put the post up early enough for those in the likes of Australia to be able to post theirs. However, there are some people that are in Australia that are wanting to follow me along and therefore use the same numbers that the app decides for me. So I did think about doing it at the end of the video for the next day. However, I reckon I would forget what number it would be for the following day, and it might be confusing for people for me to start on a square having not done the app. So I think for now I'll continue to just pop it on the post. I often do, because of working full time, this whip and chat that I'm currently filming now, I'm filming the night before. So I'll know when I put the post up what square it is that I'm doing. So I'll post it there for people that do want to do it sooner than the video goes up, because everybody has a different kind of day. But I think the video will flow better if I show it making the decision before I then start on that square. And it will mean I won't have to go watching my videos back because I forgot which square I was supposed to be doing. Which is definitely bound to happen, and probably on more than one occasion. Next question. Oh, so Sherry has asked, do I ever watch Diamond Painting with Grace? I haven't, actually. I do have a few other diamond painting channels that I have in my sort of, you know, I'm subscribed to. But I don't watch a lot of diamond painting videos. I think because I make so many, it's not something, well, half the time I can't find the time to watch YouTube. But when I do, a lot of the time I'm wanting to switch off a little bit from what is partly work. But I will go and check her out, because every now and then I do like to, you know, have a browse and see what people are up to. But I don't want what other people are doing to influence what I do, which is another reason I don't watch loads of videos. I like to sort of just do my own thing and see what happens. But a lot of it is due to the time. I just do not have the time to be watching a lot of videos, unfortunately. But I will go and check her out. She did say maybe your mum watches her. Not that she's told me. My mum and I do speak quite often. She often has a list of questions from videos that I've done and things she just wants to check or to clarify. So I'm sure she'll bring it up on our next conversation, or she'll have gone and found her quicker than I will, and she'll let me know what it's like. So somebody's asked, have you ever been to Norway? No, I haven't been to Norway. Mr. Four Kids has, though. He did go a few years ago with some friends, and he loved it. He absolutely loved it. One of his, I think it was one of his friends that actually lived in Norway that he went to visit. Sorry, I'm just trying to get these ABs back into the bag currently. So we'll see how this goes. Try not to drop them all over the place. But once I've got my stopper out, I can just tip it into the bag. I've got 2 that are stuck together. Come on, get out. There we go. I will sort out putting these into pots, but I'll deal with that at a later time. And of course I've put my stopper down, put my stopper back in. So the next one is H, which is a brown. Let's tip those in. So no, I've not been to Norway. There are loads and loads of places I'd love to visit. It's the time and the pennies. Because a lot of the time when I do go away and do go abroad, it tends to be to visit family in Australia. And it's an amazing place to visit, don't get me wrong. They could have picked a worse part of the world to go and live. What is your favourite place in the UK to visit for a vacation or a short getaway? So we're trying to vary up a little bit where we do go in the UK, and I've just put those on Y, not on H. This is the benefit of poured glue. I can just scoop them. So I'm just going to use my pen and I'm just going to put them where H's go. There we go. See, do you like that little bit? You don't do that on double-sided tape. It will not work on double-sided tape. Yeah, we're trying to vary up a little bit in the UK where we do go. So my hubby and I did go to York for a weekend and we're thinking of going to Scotland at some point. We're not exactly sure what location in Scotland yet, but most family holidays prior to us trying to vary it up a bit tended to be Wales or the lakes. We do love Wales. The kids have always loved it when they were younger. They liked the fact, you know, there was a few different places where we could go. And, a few more sort of pure touristy places, but great when you've got young kids, even older kids. We've been known to drive to Capel Clay in Wales just because we wanted to paint some pottery, even though it was a couple of hour drive to get there, but the kids love that place. We also like the lakes, though there's still quite a few things that the kids can do. They've enjoyed that a little bit more since they've been older. But they're both beautiful, beautiful parts of the country. So it's always nice to get out of the city or the town, in my case, and go for somewhere for a bit of a change. Oh, so this is the question. This question my mum will be listening for me answer. Would you ever move to Australia considering your family is there? This is a yes and a no. So it's a yes in the fact I would love to live in Australia as a country. We all really like Australia. The kids aren't as keen on the very hot days, but we all do love Australia as a country. All my husband's family are in the UK and all of my family are in Australia. So it's always been a bit of a tough one. We always said it would never happen while my husband's mum was alive. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us. However, I think now it would be extremely tricky for us to move to Australia. Nearly all of the children are over 18, which means they would have to get their own visa on their own merits. And I wouldn't want to leave any of them behind. So I don't think it's something that's practical. If it's something that somebody said, you know, okay, visa's sorted, all of you can move, then maybe we'd have a good hard think. But at the moment, I don't think it's going to happen. So K is next. I'm just having a look. There is only a few, but it's not, no, it's not one of the AB diamonds. So I was just cross-checking. It's 996 that I have there as an AB. So 995 we can add as normal. So yeah, I think Australia is just still going to continue to be visits for a while. But I love my visits, so I'm definitely going to make sure that I keep those up once the world opens up again. Australia is on our green list as far as the UK is concerned, which means you don't have to, I think it's you don't have to quarantine when you get home. Or is it you have to quarantine at home? No, I think you still have to do a test, but I don't think it's a full quarantine for Australia. However, Australia aren't letting us in. So that takes that out the equation. So that's K done. Right, I've got 2 more colours before I do my glow in the dark. This might actually be a quicker section today. Oh, and one of them's an AB. So I've just had a look and I have F, which is 208, and it is an AB, but I do only need 1. So can I get 1 out of the bag without tipping them all into a tray? That is the question. Oh, I don't know if it's good. Oh, I thought it was going to happen and then I hit the diamond on the side of the bag. There we go. 1 AB. Just sitting in there. And then I need L, which is a pale grey. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Oh, have you ever had a drill that sticks in the grooves of the tray and will not lift even without a decent amount of wax in your pen? Yes. There can be the odd one. I don't know if it's just a fatter drill or if it's the angle that it's gone into the tray. One or the other, it will not move for love nor money, and it will not get itself on the tray. Yes, I do have that. I don't think it's majorly often, but it's often enough for it to be a thing. It's not like it's only ever happened to me once. Normally that's what I use the straighteners for. I give it a proper nudge. And normally if I can get it into one of the sides of my tray here where the gap is a little bit bigger, it will then let me pick it up with a drill pen. And if not, it tends to just fling off somewhere anyway, and that means I'm not going hunting for it. And it can stay and have its little paddy on the floor until it gets hoovered up at a later time. That's the way I tend to deal with them. Well, my stopper's getting easier to pull out as I go along. Sometimes when the stoppers are new, they can take a little bit to get them to come out of the tray. Just a little pull, a bit too much, but this one's getting easier. And now we have glow in the dark left. It's going to be a nice big section for glow in the dark. Oh, Margaret's asked a question, and it's actually Margaret who's gifted me both these glow in the dark drills and the amazing AB drills. When you're using your spares from different companies for my Heaven and Earth designs, do you find the quality of the drills work together? So for anybody that doesn't know, I do have an ongoing, rather long ongoing couple of projects where I'm doing a cross stitch pattern on a blank diamond painting canvas, and I'm using primarily my spare diamonds left over from other paintings to complete it. So of course those diamonds come from various different manufacturers. Some of them do have slightly different dye lots, and some of them are different shapes. But I actually tend to find that it works out quite well mixing them. So for example, with this painting, the squares or the square diamonds in this painting are ever so slightly smaller than the actual square itself. Only a little bit, but it does mean that the step method, which I like to use when doing a big block, where I tend to make a little set of stairs out of the diamonds and butt them up to each other, doesn't work very well because there's not a huge gap. There ends up being a gap around the diamonds, and the more you push them into each other, the bigger the gap gets, and it's not that nice. However, because I'm doing this painting with actually diamonds from another manufacturer, so these glow in the dark ones and the AB ones, the AB definitely, and from what I can tell so far, the glow in the dark ones as well, are a little bit of a nicer fit to the square. They're a little bit, ever so slightly bigger than the ones that have come with the painting. Which means, one, I can do this little step process, but also it doesn't make the gaps between the diamonds as obvious when they're mixed up. When I'm mixing it between the two, I can sort of hide the gap a little bit better by the fact that not all the diamonds are smaller. So I haven't found that I've had any problems mixing them up from different manufacturers. If anything, it can make drills that aren't as nice quality still look good and feel good to use on a painting, because you can mix up the good and the bad and get something that still looks good. It sort of dulls down the badness of them, if that even makes sense. So somebody has confirmed they agree with me about the weather in England. I think pretty much every Brit will agree. The weather has been a little bit crazy so far. It ended up raining very recently. I, of course, stripped the bed, thought, yep, get the washing in the machine first thing in the morning, get the bed in, out on the line, blowing, gorgeous, back on the bed. Nah. Washer beeped to say it had finished. Heavens opened up above. It's just the way the world works in the UK. Or the UK works in the world, whichever way you want to see it. But she did ask, did you get anything from the Craft Buddy sale? I didn't. I have ordered from Craft Buddy in the past, but I haven't ordered from them for a while. To be honest, I have quite a few diamond paintings in my current stash. I tend to try and vary up where I buy from now, rather than, I don't have anything against the companies I have bought from, but I'm trying to sort of vary the items that I have, that I do unboxings on, trying to mix up the companies a bit. Having said that, I do have another unboxing to do from Diamond Art Club. And I have seen one of their very new releases that is absolutely divine. It's just gone out of stock, so I'm going to wait until that one is available without having to fight to get one. But then I'll be sure to be putting an order in for that as well, because I just absolutely adore the image. Excuse me. It's one of the problems of being in their Facebook group, you see. You see the images that are coming and it sort of hooks you into wanting it. But no, I didn't order anything from them. And how many diamond art have you got in your stash to do? Oof. Quite a few, but not awful. It's not a huge. It's not hundreds. It's not hundreds. Mine are sort of split up a little bit. So I probably have more large diamond paintings than anything at the moment, and I probably have 30 maybe, though some of them are Megans, so I'm not quite sure exactly how many I have that are large. It might actually be less than that. I also have some hangers with some on, which are either my round or my square, and then I have one for the special as well. But having a look here on my rounds, I have 8 on there, and my squares I have 3 on the hanger. So if you count in my special ones and my odd sizes ones, I may have 20 on there, so maybe I've got about 50 diamond paintings. It's still a lot, don't get me wrong, it is definitely a lot, but they're all ones that I like and they're all in my queue to do, and I can get done, you know, at least a diamond painting a week when I actually get the time to diamond paint. So I say I haven't been able to diamond paint very recently as much because I've been so busy with a lot of other behind the scene things, but quite often I could get through a 30 by 40 in a week, so 50's not too bad. But yeah, I try not to overwhelm myself too much. It can make it harder if I do, and I am very blessed in the fact that I do get given quite a few diamond paintings from some companies, but many have still been bought myself. I think the thing is I've got quite a few big ones on the go that I really want to do, and I've just not been able to. But that is the section done for today. Now we do have a lot of AB in there, and we do have glow in the dark. So let me just turn the lights off so you can see. That's the glow in the dark that we've got so far. It sort of flashes a little bit, but we've got it up here and then we've got a little bit down here. Let me know what you think to the AB in the 820. Let me know if you think that is too much sparkle or not. Though I'm kind of thinking that once it's all the way round, it might be quite nice. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I know it's going to look amazing in some of these sections. I'm just kind of hoping that I've not done loads of it already. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. I'm going to do them while I can, and we'll see what it looks like. And if I need to get a pair of tweezers out and tweak a few, I will. But yeah, keep asking your questions in all the videos down below, please. I don't want to run out of topics to chat about, and if I've not answered your question yet, I will do soon. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.